Eltrayan, and welcome back to the show today.
So happy to be with you and grateful for having me. Thank you so much for having
Pleasure.
me.
It's always a pleasure. And for the listeners, Christiana, which I used to call her, spoke at my Be Here Now Ladies Lunch, and we've known each other for quite a few years. And she's just a beautiful, shining goddess of love and light. And she's just completed a pranic online festival. So, how did that go?
Well, it went very well, given the fact that I haven't done it in 2 years. It's been a very beautiful time for me to reunite with my collaborators and stream and have live streaming conferences with them every day. And they are amazing light workers, and it is so great that they come to Romania this year to meet in person in August 15 to 18 to the Pranic Festival in Romania. So this has been like a warm-up for the summer festival that we have here. It's been great.
Oh, that's wonderful. And because I mentioned you changed your name, can you tell the listeners who or what inspired you to change your name?
Yes, I had various meditations over the years, back in 2010, 2011, 2012, where there's a meditation that I also create now for my clients, where you learn what your spirit name is, the name you came from source with, the origin name that you've had since the beginning of time, since your soul, came into being, so to speak. And by learning this, there's also the angelic name that you have and so on, but this is the origin name that you were created with from the source of the beginning of creation. And I keep getting it in meditation over those years, 2010, 2011, 2010, 2013. And in 2013, I was guided. I didn't know what to do with it, right? I got it, I know it, and then what else? And then I was guided to put it on the books that I wrote. So I wrote 9 books, and that's been my name on the books. And some other years later, back in 2016, I got the guidance to put it on my paper official name.
And what does Eltrayan mean?
Well, it used to be a mystery for me as well, and then I looked it up over the year of 3 syllables, and each syllable is the name of language. El is in Hebraic, or the language they have in Israel now. Ra is the Egyptian version, and Yan, I think it's a Japanese or Asian part of the Asian part of the world, where they call divinity in that way.
Wow, that's amazing. So, does it change your outlook on life and how you interact with people to have such a powerful name?
I noticed what the spirit name does to all the people that learn it, because now I've created a meditation that's called Learn Your Spirit Name. And when we do this meditation during our retreats, or people can have it separately and do it at home, when we do that, it changes their lives. When we start utilizing it, embodying it. It took me 3 to 6 years to fully embody it after I learned it. So it might take a while, because your spirit is fully integrating in your body as your vessel. Yes? And then it changes your life. It changes who you are, what you eat, how you think, how you react, everything. And I've seen these changes in my life and the life of all people that have been with me in these meditations. So it's quite powerful. Not only my name, each one's name of spirit is powerful and important.
Yes, I believe that we choose our name before we come to the planet. Do you agree?
The name the parents give us, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I believe we choose everything. We are conscious beings and we choose our experience, top to bottom. So probably the name too. But the spirit name is something we had way before this incarnation. It's from the beginning of time, from the beginning of our essence existing as a individuality, so to speak.
Fantastic. And the summer solstice is just a couple of days away. Summer for you and winter for me here in Australia. And so it's winter here because it's the shortest day of the year. And it's actually my beloved father's birthday. So, yeah.
One moment, and I'll be back with you for the question, okay? Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
In the meantime, you can ask your question because I still hear you. I just need to do one move here.
That's all right. I was just going to ask you, why are so many people feeling called to sacred sites and ancient wisdom right now, especially, as the solstice approach?
Yes. It's because we have this ancient connection to cosmic timelines, and this timeline is very important on solstices and equinoxes, and it's so great to join you in Australia, where you have the winter as we have the summer. That's why we cover the whole Earth. It's like I've seen it, how it connected now. It's so beautiful. The thing is, in solstices and equinoxes, we've had this powerful connection to source, to sun, to the central sun, and so on. And people have known this in ancient times, and they have known how to work with it. And they were gathering at sacred sites, they were doing certain prayers, intentions, rituals, so on, to gather or harness the power of the sun, the power of the universe, or connecting to source in a better way. And this tradition has been partially lost, not all of it, because people still gather at your Uluru site over there in Australia, and at Stonehenge, and at the pyramids, and at our Sphinx here in Romania, because if you know, we have a Sphinx, and there's so many references.
Yeah.
Sphinx and the areas below the Sphinx where there's ancient civilizations being hosted there. So we gather in these places not only to enhance our energy and to, connect to source and so on, but we also connect to beings from, the thin veils are thinner in these times, and especially in sacred sites. So we connect to all these light beings, and we have, powerful gatherings. And that's what we do today, starting today until Sunday, and then Monday to Thursday. We do a beautiful retreat for the solstice to gather people and take them to these sacred sites and work with the sacred sites. And I'll show you something that's mind-blowing, but I give you the space to ask the next question, and I show you some maps in a beautiful book about these beings. So, referring to these
fascinated.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm fascinated to hear more about the beings underneath the pyramids.
The pyramids, yes, but there's been chambers discovered under the pyramids recently, and they keep discovering new chambers and new things, and that's one thing. But under our Sphinx here in Romania, we have beautiful inner earth tunnels and chambers as well that have been discovered by the military in the US together with the military in Romania with special scanning devices, and then they went underneath and met some beautiful beings there. That's
wow.
That's a thing that you can learn from some books that have been published. The author is Radu Cinamar, as you pronounce in English. There are books like The Tunnel Below the Sphinx and so on. But this book has been published in 93 in Romania. It's been now republished in English as well, so people can find it everywhere, and they can also ask me to deliver it. It's called Life on Gaia. Gaia being the name of our planet, yes? And in this book, there's messages from the light beings of the Intergalactic Federation and many other light beings that are working with our planet and helping our planet to not destroy itself, basically. And in this book, we have many references, advice, and guidance on how to raise our frequency. But at the end, and they tell us many things about the sacred sites in Romania and where they have their under earth or inner earth bases. And at the end, we have these maps. And they literally show, since 93, they have shown us where they are. Yes?
Wow.
And what I do is I live in this area around this wing of the map, you know, straight across the street from the mountain with the Sphinx. And over the Sphinx, we see ships all the time flying. You know, we take photos. It's very fun. It's like a family gathering every weekend, you know, or weekday. And we didn't know why until we found this map that shows us exactly where the inner earth bases of these beings that we see them flying inside the mountain. They show us we are here, 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 and on the other mountains here, here, here. And they show us also the connections between these areas of their bases. They are laid out energy connections, and they are shown on this map as it was given or channeled. I'll say and you can also order the book. But that's the thing. They are here, and they wanted us to know about them since 93.
And if you had to describe that page for people who are listening on audio, to me it looks like sacred geometry, a lot of those ley lines, the way that they formed.
Yes. That's also
and who is the author of that book?
It was a team of people that have received these messages. In 93, they were sitting up on the mountains at some sacred sites, and for months they sat there with their families, with tents, with everything, and they received messages from these beings. Not just one person, but the whole team. There was a spiritual university in Romania called Eltrayan. That was the name. And they had classes and all in Bucharest, in the capital of our country, but they also went in these retreats, trainings on the mountains. And during these retreats, with fasting, with specific exercises, they were receiving these messages. So they got them for several months. They made a magazine that was streaming monthly at first, and after that they put all the messages into a book.
Wow.
Yes.
That's powerful. And talking about powerful sacred sites, I'm actually going with a colleague. You may know her from your time in France. Her name is Emily Jander. We're going to Mary Magdalene's cave in St. Baume. And I've been there 3 times, and each time I've had a vision, an apparition, and Mary Magdalene has given me powerful messages. And we're doing it on the autumn equinox. So it's going to be super, super powerful. And I know that you've been there because you've been taking some of my friends there to visit. I know Natalie took you on your first visit there, and I know you've done retreats. But you've also downloaded messages from Mary Magdalene. From looking at Mary Magdalene cards, you've now made your own. Do you want to tell the listeners a little bit about that?
That's great to mention. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, this is a book that I've created and I published last year. It's called Goddess Speaks, and it's taken from messages from the cards that I got from the south of France during the retreat with Mary Magdalene. It was I who took Natalie to the cave, as I was doing retreats back then too, and that's
okay.
when I got messages about these cards, and I went to buy them, and then each card would, I would download a message from a goddess, and there's 64 goddesses that give messages in this book. And I always open it randomly and get a message for the day. So I can read you the message for now, but in a second. And during these retreats, we have fabulous times indeed. And I'm also doing one in September, so maybe we'll meet there. I believe we'll meet there, because I didn't want to do it in the summer. It's too hot. And September sounds like a great month, and I always go there either in May or June or in the autumn, because it's more bearable. So I'll be back.
Okay.
What we do is we have beautiful, beautiful time there, and the cave, as you know, holds the remains of Mary Magdalene.
Yes.
And last time I went in October of 2024, there was also her hand there.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I've seen the relics in the basilica and the skull. I haven't seen anything in the actual cave.
Yes, in the cave there's that. And so we have that as a possibility to see, and there's a lot of messages and insights and things we download and receive during, and healings, powerful healings. I've had a girl from, I think, Netherlands coming, and she almost went away right before she arrived, so there was a test for her. But after we started meditating there, she had such a powerful healing from being abused by a religious community in her childhood, and it was so powerful to see that release, and her heart open, and her womb open again, and just so powerful. So these things are happening, and this book has gathered the messages of the 64 goddesses that I got during these retreats at Mary Magdalene in south of France, and I just launched it last year, and now it's on Amazon and everywhere. And if you want the message from the goddess of today, I would love to read it to you, because I just opened it.
Oh, yes, please.
And let's see if it's the heart of the people listening, because whenever I work with a group or even with myself daily, I just open it like an oracle, and it opens exactly where it should, as it brings me the message, or the group the message that we need for that day. So the goddess that speaks to us today is Sarasvati, the Indian goddess of, wealth and beauty and so on, but especially self-confidence. She's also the goddess of creativity and arts and so on. So very rich goddess. And she says, the essence of what I am effortlessly flows in everything I create. The essence of what I am effortlessly flows in everything I create. All your external world is an emanation of you. Each event, each action, each situation has streamed and stemmed from your own field of energy, which is beautiful. All that you love or hate about the world around you is actually the things you love or hate about yourself. Boom!
Wow.
We hear that all the time. Now it's coming in What is the most annoying thing for you right now? The thing that annoys you the most. Think about it, because this is the thing that you didn't accept inside yourself. That's what she says, not my words.
Yes. Yes.
All in your life, everything in your life, the good, the bad, the beauty, and the ugly, can be easily changed once you find the buttons that are right inside your beings to be able to move everywhere the energy at your own liking. The self-confidence the ultimate self-confidence is to know your remote control, as Jasmuheen was saying before, the remote control you have inside yourself, and to be able to switch the channels at your liking, at your own will. And to have the power of your emotions, that's what it means, the thoughts and all that. And she asks us, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to know yourself well enough in order to know that remote control and switch the channels at your will? Or do you let the universe or the energies around you switch your channels and push your buttons? That's the question of the day. And the meditation that we can meditate upon, there's always a meditation at the end, is what is a unique word that could describe the essence of my soul. And that relates to the spirit name that I was talking about earlier. It can be a word or it can be a name, right? Because the name you were given by the universe is the essence of your soul. Your spirit name is the essence of your soul, right? Or another word.
Yes, exactly.
Let's invite everyone to think of a word that describes the essence of their soul, whatever that is. And it will come to you whenever you're ready. And the intention to set as a power word or as a mantra is the essence of what I am effortlessly flows in everything I create. So that's how this book, Goddess Speaks, works. You open it and then it hits you with something like this that makes your day great all of a sudden. You see how the energy
Absolutely. Yeah, it's beautiful. And because you mentioned our lovely friend Jasmuheen, I know she's doing a lot of work at the moment with AI. So how do you think AI is affecting our lives and on a spiritual level for people who want to evolve?
I don't work much with AI. I don't use it at all. I don't have anything against it, but I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology, because I came from Lemuria as my origins here on Earth. That's where I first incarnated. So in Lemuria, you would master the energy fields and you would create energy technology. So I would create a space out of energy where I, project images or, heat up or turn the heat down by intention, not using technology, just the energy, and increase the light or decrease the light in that virtual room, and then project images on a wall without using any technology, just by my energy. And that's what we learned to do back in the day. So that's what I'm aiming for now as well. I don't know technology much. I mean, I push these buttons to join on Zoom, and I push the buttons to turn on the light on this planet here now, because it doesn't work as it worked before. But other than that, there's more skilled people to talk about AI than me. Really. I see people more and more disconnecting, asking ChatGPT opinions. They should ask a therapist. That's what I can say. It cannot replace human feeling. It cannot replace human emotion, human spirit, not at all. That's my opinion. So let's focus on spirit rather than chat whatever, GPT. I love it. It's smart.
Yeah.
Give you information from all over the world. But when we ask things like, how should I solve the problems with my family? I don't think it's the right person to ask. I've seen people.
I was going to say I'm a bit like you. I'm a dinosaur and I'm happy just to use my internet and rely on source. And I just find a lot of technology is a time waster, and we can get the information within and shine. And you mentioned people are disconnected, and I know many people at the moment are searching for purpose and connection. How can cosmic moments help to slow us down and reset and realign us?
They force us to.
Okay, and what?
Mostly, because if you don't slow down and connect, then something will push you there. Either you will feel too tired and not get out of bed, and some people are feeling very tired during these times, or you just are pushed to be out in nature, everything cancels out and you have nothing to do during that day, and you know, out of boredom, you get out and play if you're smart. But the universe does it for you. And or you're just, some people get ill, unfortunately, and they have to stay in bed, and that's not an illness, that's an energy purging, however you want to call it, something that happens. Sometimes that happens, it's a cold or something like this that keeps you in bed, and then you slow down. Or you just decide to slow down by will before everything else happens, and you go in a retreat, or you go out in nature, or you go pray in a church, whatever you like to do, and you connect. So there's many possibilities, but you're still gonna do it because now it's time. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, you know, I believe nature is the best healer and teacher. And as you know, I'm living on my beautiful land. And if people can't get out to nature, you can bring nature to you, bring beautiful plants and grow your own herbs and so forth. There's growing conversation at the moment about new earth children or star seeds or enlightened beings, whatever you want to call them. So the babies who are born now, do you believe today's babies are arriving with heightened awareness or different neurological gifts?
Totally. I believe they're total light beings choosing to incarnate here on earth. The children coming now, the starseed coming now, are light beings choosing to incarnate here on earth to help the earth evolve. I mean, we've been doing this from, 50, 80 years ago, the violet team, and then the rainbow team, and then, all the other teams of new children coming in. We've been part of this as well, me, you, all the others. But the spirits coming now as children, they blow your mind. They are our masters, they are our teachers, they are our light workers, they are our earth changers. That's why they come. They don't come here to play. They don't come here to, even they use technology a lot. That's not their main job. That's how they're trained to interact with the world, or sometimes fooled to interact with the world because parents don't have patience to work with them, and they give them a tablet, and that steals their energy away. So my daughter hasn't seen a tablet or a phone in her hand so far, and she won't see it very soon. The only moments she sees a phone is when she talks to family on FaceTime or whatever. Otherwise, we don't use that to, push her attention away from us or from, the daily play or the daily attention that she deserves. She has me full on 24/7 present as her main toy, during the day.
Yeah.
And I don't give her anything else to distract her, to, make her eyes tired or her brain shrink. And that's what technology does to children, especially at very young ages. So paying attention to that and knowing that they're energy beings and they're affected by energy and vibration here and by everything electronics will shift the perception of what we put around them and how do we treat them as spirits. Yeah.
Wonderful advice. And what has motherhood taught you about intuition, healing, unconditional love that no other spiritual training could ever possibly do?
Motherhood has taught me humbleness to the core. I had compassion before. I would see all children as mine. I never made the difference between, a personal child or another child. I have the same protective motherhood energy when I see a child on the street or whatever. And I had this for years. That's why I never aimed to make a baby. I felt all babies are mine. Not mine, but, created in the same essence. However, the responsibility of having a being fully depending on you full time teaches you humbleness, and that you would do everything and anything for her to be okay. Everything and anything in your power, beyond your power, getting new powers and even superpowers if necessary to protect and keep that baby safe and healthy. That's what it taught me.
Yeah.
I had compassion, I had unconditional love before. That's not something new. But the power, the fierceness of having a baby in my care, I mean, nothing gets past me. That's the energy that I'm having now, like a panther or something very fierce that is essentially protecting another soul to the core, and nothing gets past that. So that's the new energy that I got. Yeah, and humble.
Wow. So you've guided thousands of people on their healing journeys. If your 6-month-old daughter watches this podcast in 20 years' time, for example, what message would you like her to hear about the power of love, consciousness, and the connection to the universe?
Yeah, just the thought of her watching my podcast brought me to tears. You've hit an intense note there. I am nothing to teach this being. Rather, other than being or managing here as an earthling, she knows everything about the power of love and compassion. I feel, and I say this with great humbleness, that there's nothing above what she is that I could say to her about love and compassion, because she is love and compassion embodied. So everything I see and hear now from her teaches me about that. And actually all the children that I see now coming, they are here to teach us about love and compassion. So there's no advice I could give her, but rather bow to her as what it brings here to us. I'll take a short break, just disappear from the screen, but still hearing you. Just a second. So go ahead.
Okay, I was...
Else?
Yes, I'll put the question that people are feeling more anxious than ever, yet many are awakening spiritually. Do you see this as a crisis or a collective transformation?
Sometimes the transformation comes as a crisis.
Yes, I believe that as well.
It's both.
So
it's both to some. To some, it's just transformation because they've consciously embarked in this and they've agreed and they're doing the work. And that's what we do with people. We facilitate transitioning to this new energy more quickly and, with joy and ease and grace if they're ready and open to it. Some has said no to it and they are resisting and then they're having discomfort. And that comes as a crisis, but it's still a transformation. Like I said, if you decide to go out in nature, connect to the solstice energy and whatnot, that will be easy. If not, you'll stay in bed and pretend to be ill for a few days and you'll feel like being ill, but you're just, going through a crisis, that it's a transformation. That's how it works. Yeah.
Thank you. And as we come to a close, is there anything you would like to share with our listeners?
Love is all there is. Fight as you might, your heart will still open. There's no possibility that we go around this if we choose to stay here on Earth now. Gaia, the planet, has evolved to a new energy, which is the energy of love. Only the connection based on love and compassion are the ones allowed on this planet now and from now on. Only the collaborations that are based on soul and love and compassion are allowed on this planet now and from now on. Everything on the planet will change according to that in its own due time, not immediately, but it's ongoing since 2023. Since I've launched this book again, Life on Gaia, this has been the guidance to the light beings. Now and from now on, only the collaborations that are based on love and compassion are allowed on this planet. And ever since, things have started to change gradually, bit by bit, so that it doesn't push us over the edge too much, but that's the tendency. So that's the message. Let's align to that, love and compassion, kindness, collaboration, because that's the future. If not, crisis is upon those who resist, and that's not a problem. That's a transformation. And if people need help, I'm here with one-on-one sessions, trainings, online programs like the Pranic Process Online and the retreats as the one starting today. And we also have the Pranic Festival in Romania, where people can meet, high consciousness beings that are nourished by light since, many, many years. And they can see how we can, really evolve on this planet, how we can live in a high vibration, and how we can even shift our own biology to be so connected to Source that it has autonomy. That's an interesting thing to notice. Yeah.
That's amazing. And the name I got for myself when you read the card was Love. That came up. And I'm keep downloading messages about love is all that is, and talking to Mary Magdalene, it's like women are going to bring the love through, especially with the children, and bring community together, for humanity to evolve. And I believe that whether we believe in it or not, love, peace and harmony will prevail, and it's happening. You can feel it. You can feel the energy everywhere. Thank you, beautiful Goddess of love and light, for shining and sharing your beautiful words of wisdom. And we'll put all your details with the show notes. And I want to wish you and your beautiful daughter a wonderful journey together as you both learn from one another. And like a rippling effect, you're healing us all. And I believe every child is mine as well. And I used to call my clients my children as well, because we're all one. Thank you. Thank you.
It's been very uplifting talking to you. It's been so great. Please tell us the name of your podcast so that people will know where to see other episodes. And
My Wellness Spring.
Wellness Spring podcast. Okay, so
it's called My Wellness Spring.
My Wellness Spring is the podcast we just joined, and it's so great to always talk to you. So maybe we'll do this again, or over time we can set the rhythm of, I don't know, I have a weekly podcast, a monthly podcast, and so on. So we can do that if it brings you joy. Let's see how it goes.
Yes. Just being in your energy, darling, always brings me joy. So thank you. And always happy to have you on the show.
And I've been grateful for your presence in south of France and what you did for me there. And I always praise you to all my friends. And looking forward to meet there in autumn for the Mary Magdalene retreat for the solstice. Good idea. And if people want to connect to us, for me it's Instagram at Eltrayan9, TikTok at Eltrayan9, and Facebook Christiana Eltrayan. So that's where you can ask me questions or make any request regarding what you heard today or whatever you want to connect on, because sometimes people want to follow up. Thank you for bringing me in your podcast. It's been great pleasure.
Pleasure. And thank you, listeners, for your love and support.